Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
So today, me and Fatiha want to introduce you about building construction safety.
So please enjoy the show.
4 subtopic in building construction safety. The first one is activity at construction site. The second one is hazard at construction site. The third is legal requirement, and the last one is safe work practice.
Introduction to the building construction safety. Okay, there are a few questions that we want to explain in this presentation. The first one is what is the activities at the construction site, and the next one is what is the hazard that happen at the construction site, and the third one is the legal requirement that will protect the workers if an hazard happen at the construction. The last one is what is the safe work practice.
I'm going to explain about the first subtopics, which is activities at construction site. Okay, the first activities is site clearing, which is the first steps before their construction. A building is they must clear the sites. Okay, and the second one is bore well digging, and the third one is footing or pillar base, and the fourth one is plinth beam, and next one is electric work such as all these electrical setups, and the next one is build bulk foundation, and the last one is roofing. Okay, the next subtopic is hazards that happen at a construction site. Okay, the first one is falls from a high place. Okay, basically this is the most common hazard that happen to workers at a construction site. Okay, each year falls consistently account for the greatest number of fatalities in the construction industry. A number of factors are often involved in falls, including unstable working surface, misuse or failure to use protection equipment, and human error, also known as careless. So basically, there's a lot of reason for falls that happen at a construction site. Also, maybe because of a slippery floor. So in this case, workers should be more focused in their works and be more careful when they are using the equipment, so that nothing that like this will happen. So the next one is trench collapse. Ladders and stairways are another source of injuries and fatalities among construction workers. So trench collapse is basically one is scaffold collapse. Okay, when scaffoldings are not erected or used properly, fall can happen. Fall hazard can occur to the workers. Okay, about 2.3 million workers frequently work on scaffolds. So it is important for them to be careful when they are scaffolding. And yeah, the next one is electric shock and arc blast. Okay, every building has a electric system or circuit. So when they are going to conduct an electrical equipments or electrical tools, okay, they should maintain the electrical tools in safe condition and check regularly for defects and taken out the service if a defect is found. So it will be more safe for them to conduct an electrical system. Okay, so the next one is failure to use proper personal protective equipment, also known as PPE. Okay, there's an example of PPE such as eye and face protection, foot protection, hand protection, and head protection. As an example, if a worker didn't wear a face mask, face protections, their respiratory system will be exposed to dust, or the particle, the molecule that has at the construction sites. So it will affect their health. It might not happen in a day, but as the time pass by, they will only realize that it affects their body. So it's a long term effect. Okay, so the next one is repetitive motion injuries, and last but not least, failure at conducting industrial tasks such as forklifts, cranes, and trenchings. So as workers, we should know the proper way to use or to conduct an industrial task or industrial equipment in order to avoid things like hazards. So, and they must have someone who know about the equipment better to told them.
For the next slide is about the legal requirement in building construction safety. So in building construction safety, we have two legal requirements. So the first one is subjected to Section 17(1) under Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. It shall be the duty of employer and every self-employed person to conduct his undertaking is in such a manner as to ensure, so far as is practicable, that he and the other person, not being his employees, who may be affected thereby are not thereby exposed to risk to their safety or health. So the second one about the legal requirement in building construction safety is subjected to Section 17(2) under Occupational Safety, Health and Act 1994. It shall be the duty of employer and every self-employed person in the prescribed circumstance and in the prescribed manner to give to persons not being his employees who may be affected by the manner in which he conducts his undertaking the prescribed information on such aspect of the manner in which he conducts his undertaking as might affect their safety. Or so the next slide is about the safe work practice. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't know what is safe work practice. So in this slide, I will explain you what is the definition of safe work practice, how to apply safe work practice in our work environment, what is hazard analysis, and so on. So what is safe work practice? So safe work practice are usually written strategy showing the way to perform a task with minimum risk to personnel, equipment, materials, environment, and processes. So these are guidelines like do and don'ts. However, might not continuously might be appropriate when a new hazard be known. So, for example, in a construction site, the new hazard has known. So, the safe work practice that we use before the new hazard known is not appropriate to use for the new hazard. So, the third, employees should know to understand and follow the SWPs. Those are applicable to own work. So every employee should know and follow all the safe work practice to their own work. To apply a safe work practice in our work environment. So the first one, we must develop safe work practice for each job. Any job we do in construction site, we must develop the safe work practice. The second, we must perform a hazard analysis. The third, we must inspect equipment and work area. And then we must list required PPE, that is personal protection equipment. And the last one, we must reference other safety procedure. Okay, we want to develop safe work practice for each job. So we can reward good behavior and good safety practice. Consider running a friendly competition between each department. So we can create some competition with this department and the others department, and we can reward the person who follow the SWPs. We can also have a suggestion box or dedicated email that employees can use to hear their thought and suggestion on how to improve health and safety on site. So maybe one of the workers want to give their suggestion or ideas about to improve health and safety on site. They can put their suggestion on the suggestion box, or they can just email the company to give their opinion. And then we must carry out regular safety work of the site, make it day by day workout, common employees that are working safely, and retrain the ones who are not. So we must make a regular safety walks and see the workers which is follow the safe work practice, or the person who are not follow the safe work practice. So for those who are not follow the safe work practice, we must retrain them to follow the safe work practice. And then we must review all contractors who are working on site, make sure their safety statement, SOPs and method statement are up to date and they have complete an induction. So we must make a review for all contractors at the site and make sure they are follow the SOPs and they are up to date and complete the induction. And the last, put health and safety on the top of each meeting agenda. Make sure it get discussed routinely. So when the company have a meeting, in the meeting you can put this topic is on the top of agenda, and we must discuss this topic regularly and to make sure our safe work practice can develop for each job. The second one is about perform hazard analysis. Okay. For perform hazard analysis, there are 5. The first one is involve your employees, review your accident history, conduct a preliminary job review, list, rank and set priorities for hazardous jobs, outline the step or task. Okay, for involve your employees, it is very important for your employees in the hazard analysis process. They have a special understanding of the job, and this knowledge is invaluable of finding hazard. So the second one is about review your accident history. So survey with your employees your work site history of accident and occupational illness that require treatment. So we must make a survey or review about the work site history accident. Maybe in the past they have any accident, so we can make a review about the accident. And then conduct a preliminary job review. So discuss with your employees the hazard they know exists in their current work of environment. So the next, list, rank and set priority for hazardous job. List job with hazard that display unacceptable risk. So we must list the job that have a hazard, and the hazard is a really unacceptable risk. So the last one is outline the step or task. Nearly every job can be broken down into job, task or step. When beginning a job hazard analysis, watch the employee perform the job and list each step as the worker take it. Okay. The next is about inspect equipment and safety. We must do an inspection about equipment and the work area or the work environment. So the first thing you must do is check the district copy of building file. The second one is check the past inspection report on the intended building to be inspected. Means you must check the maybe the last week of inspection, and then we must list item intended to be inspected according to the stage execution works, the license of occupancy and past inspection report. And then we must list official documents to be given by the site manager or owner during the site inspection. So after we do inspection, we must list all the official documents to give to site manager or owner. So the last one is consult the above mentioned document on which the inspection will be based on. The last one is about the personal protective equipment. So there are many personal protective equipment for our body, such as respiratory protective, for our hand protective, for our hearing protective, for our hand protective. So why we need all the personal protective equipment is to avoid the injuries could happen in the construction site. So for example, for hand protection, every workers who work on construction site must wear a glove to avoid any injuries of their hand. And then we must wear, for foot protection, we must wear shoes or safety boots. And for the head, we must wear a helmet or hat. As we know, at the construction sites, not all the workers will follow all the safe work practice. Some of them are very burdened to follow the safe work practice, and it will harm the other people. So it is very important for you to wear a helmet to avoid any injuries could happen.